Hello and welcome today. We're talking about something really fascinating and maybe a little bit intimidating. The scientific signs that can predict how long you might live after turning 65. Now I know what you're thinking. Do I really want to know this? Well, here's the thing. These aren't just random guesses or myths. These are evidence-based indicators that researchers and medical professionals have observed in people who live longer, healthier lives. The great news is that many of these factors are things you can improve, even if you're already in your 60s, 70s or beyond. It's never too late to make positive changes that could add not just years to your life, but life to your years. By the end of this video, you'll understand what these 9 key predictors are, why they matter, and most importantly, what you can do to improve your own longevity prospects. So stick around, especially for number 7, which might surprise you. So let's dive into these 9 scientifically backed signs that can reveal how long you may live after 65. The first predictor might surprise you with its simplicity. It's how fast you walk. That's right. Your walking speed is actually one of the strongest indicators of longevity in older adults. Research has shown that walking pace can predict life expectancy just as accurately as complex batteries of health measurements. It's become such a powerful tool that doctors now use it to assess vitality in their older patients. Walking speed isn't just about how quickly you get from point A to point B. It's a window into your overall health, revealing your muscle strength, cardiovascular function, balance, coordination, and even brain health. Think about 2 friends, both 70 years old. Linda walks every morning, maintains a steady, brisk pace, and doesn't struggle when crossing the street or climbing stairs. Her movements are fluid, balanced, and confident. Mark, on the other hand, used to be active, but has slowed down considerably over the past few years. He struggles to keep up with others, takes frequent breaks, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. While Linda's pace suggests her body is still functioning well, Mark's declining speed could be a warning sign that his health is deteriorating. A slow, unsteady walk isn't just about getting older. It can signal underlying issues like muscle weakness, poor circulation, or even early neurological changes. The good news is that walking speed is something you can improve. Regular walking, especially at a pace that makes you breathe a little harder but still allows conversation, is one of the best exercises for older adults. The more you walk, the stronger you stay. If you've noticed yourself slowing down lately, start making small efforts to build strength through regular walks, using light weights or doing simple leg exercises. Pay attention to your pace. It might be the simplest way to check in on your longevity potential. The second indicator focuses on something we all do, but many of us don't do well enough: sleep. How well you sleep at night says a lot about how long you might live. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's when your body repairs itself, strengthens your immune system, and clears toxins from your brain. Studies have shown that people over 65 who maintain consistent, high-quality sleep tend to live longer and healthier lives, while those who struggle with poor sleep have a higher risk of memory decline, heart disease, and weakened immune function. Think about William and James, both in their mid-70s. William has a steady bedtime, sleeps around 7 hours each night, and wakes up feeling refreshed. James, on the other hand, has restless nights, tossing and turning, waking up multiple times and sometimes struggling to fall asleep at all. Over time, William's body continues to function well. His mind stays sharp and his energy levels remain steady, but James starts experiencing brain fog, daytime fatigue, and even changes in his blood pressure, all linked to his declining sleep quality. If you wake up often during the night, have difficulty staying asleep, or find yourself feeling exhausted even after hours in bed, don't brush it off. Your body is telling you something important. Poor sleep can be linked to many things: stress, poor diet, lack of physical activity, or even undiagnosed health conditions like sleep apnea. The good news is that sleep quality can be improved at any age. Simple changes like reducing screen time before bed, sticking to a consistent sleep routine, getting natural sunlight in the morning, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and avoiding heavy meals or alcohol close to bedtime can make a huge difference. Sleep isn't just about feeling rested, it's about keeping your body and mind functioning at their best, which could add years to your life. So tonight, pay attention to how you sleep. If you wake up tired or feel your sleep has changed in recent years, it's time to make some adjustments. If you found this video informative and valuable, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with others who might benefit. Your support helps us continue creating content that informs and inspires. The third indicator is your balance. Specifically, how well you can stand on one leg. Studies have found that your ability to balance on one foot for at least 10 seconds is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Mayo Clinic researchers discovered that how long you can stand on one leg, especially your non-dominant leg, is actually a better indicator of aging than changes in strength or walking gait. This simple test shows the highest rate of decline with age and has serious implications for your fall risk, which happens to be the leading cause of injury in older Americans. Imagine two women, both 73 years old. Janet has always stayed active. She walks daily, does some light yoga, and can easily lift one foot off the ground for 10-15 seconds without wobbling. Patricia, however, hasn't paid much attention to her balance over the years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately starts tipping over, needing to grab onto something to steady herself. What Patricia doesn't realize is that this loss of balance isn't just an inconvenience. It's a warning sign that her coordination, muscle strength, and even brain function may be declining. Good balance relies on strong legs, a sharp nervous system, and a healthy brain all working together. If you notice yourself stumbling more often, feeling unsteady when turning quickly, or needing to hold onto walls or furniture for support, it's time to take action. The best part? Balance can be significantly improved at any age. Try this quick test right now. Stand up and lift one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without struggling? If not, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Simple exercises like practicing standing on one foot for a few seconds each day, walking heel to toe as if on a tightrope, or trying gentle Tai Chi can help you rebuild stability and potentially add years to your life. Our fourth longevity predictor might surprise you. It's your grip strength. Believe it or not, how firmly you can shake hands or grip objects reveals a lot about how long you might live. Research has consistently found that grip strength is one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. A firm, steady grip suggests strong muscles throughout your body, good circulation, and a well-functioning nervous system. On the other hand, a weak or declining grip can be an early warning sign of muscle loss, frailty, and even a higher risk of health complications. Consider David, a 76-year-old who has always prided himself on his firm handshake. He stayed active, did light weightlifting, and never had trouble opening jars or carrying groceries. Then there's Walter, also 76, who started noticing that simple tasks like twisting the cap off a bottle or holding onto a heavy bag felt harder than they used to. He dismissed it as just getting older, but what he didn't realize was that his declining grip strength was signaling a loss of muscle mass throughout his body, which could make him more prone to falls, injuries, and potentially a shorter life expectancy. Your hands are a reflection of your overall muscle health. If your grip is weakening, chances are the rest of your body is too. And the more strength you lose, the harder it becomes to stay independent, active, and resilient against health challenges. The good news? You can rebuild it. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball, using hand grippers, or even carrying light weights during your daily activities can help maintain your grip strength and keep your muscles strong throughout your body. So pay attention to your handshake and your ability to handle everyday objects. If these things feel weaker than they used to, don't ignore it, because how well you hold on to things today might tell you how well you'll hold on to life in the years ahead. The fifth sign takes us inside your body to something called your inflammatory age. Scientists at Stanford University have developed what they call an inflammatory clock that predicts illness and mortality more accurately than chronological age. This measurement, based on about 50 immune-signaling proteins called cytokines, tracks well with immunological responses and aging-related diseases. Inflammation is your body's response to injury and threat. Some inflammation is necessary and helpful for healing, but chronic low-grade inflammation that persists throughout your body can damage tissues and accelerate aging. It's been linked to heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and even Alzheimer's. What's fascinating is that researchers found that centenarians, people who live to 100 or beyond, often have inflammatory ages averaging 40 years less than their calendar age. Their bodies simply don't show the same levels of inflammation as most people their age. While measuring your inflammatory markers requires medical testing, there are clear lifestyle factors that can help reduce chronic inflammation. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, like fatty fish, walnuts and flax seeds, colorful fruits and vegetables packed with antioxidants, and adequate sleep can all help reduce inflammation. Equally important is avoiding things that increase inflammation, such as processed foods, excessive alcohol, smoking, and chronic stress. Pay attention to signs of persistent inflammation in your body, things like ongoing joint pain, digestive issues, frequent infections, or unusual fatigue. These might be signs that your inflammatory age is higher than it should be, and addressing these issues could potentially add years to your life. Talk to your doctor about testing inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein if you're concerned. But remember, even without testing, the anti-inflammatory lifestyle changes I mentioned can benefit everyone, regardless of your current inflammatory status. Our sixth predictor might not be what you'd expect. It's about the specific types of cholesterol in your blood. For years, we've heard that high cholesterol is bad. But the story is more nuanced than that, especially when it comes to longevity. Having an abundance of high-density lipoprotein, HDL, what most people call good cholesterol, is actually one of the leading factors associated with longevity in adults over 65. But here's where it gets interesting. Research shows it's not just about having high HDL in general, it's specifically about having high volumes of very small HDL particles. These tiny particles appear to be particularly effective at removing harmful fats from your arteries and protecting your heart health. Consider Martha and Susan, both 75. Martha's last checkup showed she had high levels of these special, small HDL particles, while Susan's test revealed a concerning profile with low HDL and high levels of dangerous LDL cholesterol. Martha's doctor explained that her profile is similar to what they often see in people who live well into their 90s, while Susan was advised to make some significant lifestyle changes. While genetics play a role in your cholesterol profile, there's plenty you can do to improve it. Regular physical activity, even just brisk walking, can boost those protective small HDL particles. So can eating heart-healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, and nuts. Cutting back on refined carbohydrates and sugar can also improve your overall cholesterol balance. The next time you have your cholesterol checked, ask your doctor about your HDL levels, and particularly about the size and number of your HDL particles if that testing is available. This information could give you valuable insights into your longevity potential and help you make targeted lifestyle changes to improve it. Our seventh predictor might be the most surprising, yet it's backed by decades of research: the strength of your social connections. Studies have consistently shown that people with strong social ties, whether through friendships, family, or community involvement, tend to live longer, healthier lives. Loneliness, on the other hand, has been linked to higher risks of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even early mortality. Harvard researchers have identified 8 social factors that predict longevity, including frequency of meeting with children, working for pay, volunteering, feelings of isolation, and being treated with respect. These social characteristics, along with age and gender, can predict how long you'll live and how well you'll live during those years. Consider Eleanor, who at 78 maintains an active social life. She stays in touch with old friends, participates in a local book club, and enjoys spending time with family. She looks forward to her conversations, laughs often, and feels a sense of connection to the people around her. Then there's Barbara, also 78, who spends most of her time alone. She has lost touch with many of her friends over the years, and though she has family, she rarely reaches out. As months pass, she starts feeling isolated, her mood declines, and her overall health begins to suffer. Human connection is more than just emotional support. It plays a direct role in physical health. When you interact with others, your brain stays active, your stress levels drop, and your body releases chemicals that promote overall well-being. This is beautifully illustrated in the world's blue zones, regions with the highest concentration of centenarians. In Okinawa, Japan, which boasts the longest living women in the world, residents maintain tight-knit social circles called moai that provide support throughout life. If you've found yourself withdrawing from social activities, avoiding phone calls, or spending more time alone than you used to, it's time to change that. Even small efforts, reaching out to an old friend, joining a group with shared interests, or making it a habit to have meaningful conversations, can make all the difference. The relationships you nurture today don't just bring happiness, they help ensure that you stay healthier and live longer in the years ahead. Our 8th predictor focuses on something that affects all of us: stress and how you handle it. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it weakens your immune system, raises your risk of heart disease, and accelerates aging at the cellular level. On the other hand, people who know how to manage stress effectively tend to stay healthier, more active, and mentally sharp well into their later years. Consider Richard and John, both 76. Richard faces challenges just like anyone else: unexpected expenses, health concerns, family issues, but he has learned to handle them with a calm, measured approach. He practices deep breathing, stays socially engaged, and doesn't dwell on problems longer than necessary. John, however, holds on to stress. He constantly worries about things outside his control, feels overwhelmed by small frustrations, and often finds himself stuck in negative thought patterns. Over time, this constant stress wears on his body. His blood pressure rises, his sleep suffers, and his energy levels drop. Long-term stress triggers inflammation in the body, which has been linked to nearly every major age-related disease, from Alzheimer's to heart conditions. It also accelerates the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that are associated with longevity. If you're often feeling tense, irritable, or emotionally drained, don't ignore it. Finding ways to manage stress, whether through mindfulness, exercise, deep breathing, spending time in nature, or even laughter, can add years to your life. Ask yourself, when challenges arise, do you adapt and move forward, or do you hold on to worry and let stress take control? Your ability to stay calm, find solutions, and focus on what you can control isn't just good for your mind. It's a key factor in how long and how well you'll live. Our final predictor is perhaps the most comprehensive: your overall physical function and ability to maintain independence. Research has consistently shown that the ability to perform daily activities like grocery shopping, house cleaning, or climbing stairs is one of the leading factors associated with longevity. This functional independence consistently predicts survival across different timeframes, at 2, 5, and 10 years after assessment. What's fascinating is that this measure of physical function can be more revealing than many medical tests. It shows how well all your body systems are working together: your muscles, heart, lungs, balance, coordination, and brain. Think about Margaret and Louise, both 80 years old. Margaret still does her own shopping, prepares her meals, tends to her small garden, and climbs the stairs in her home without assistance. Louise, however, has become increasingly dependent on others for these same tasks. She gets winded easily, feels weak when carrying things, and has trouble with steps. The difference in their physical function doesn't just affect their day-to-day lives, it's a powerful predictor of their longevity. Research shows that maintaining independence in these activities significantly increases the likelihood of living longer. The good news is that physical function can be improved at almost any age and stage of health. Regular physical activity, even if it's just walking, gentle stretching, or water exercises, helps maintain muscle strength, cardiovascular health, and balance. Resistance training is particularly important as it helps combat the natural loss of muscle that comes with aging. Even if you're already experiencing some limitations, working to maintain or improve what function you have can make a tremendous difference in both your lifespan and your quality of life. So there you have it, 9 scientifically proven signs that can predict how long you might live after 65. Your walking speed, balance ability, grip strength, inflammatory age, cholesterol profile, sleep quality, social connections, stress management, and physical function. The most important takeaway is that most of these factors are within your control to improve, no matter your current age or health status. Even small changes can have meaningful impacts on your longevity and quality of life. Start by assessing where you stand with each of these predictors. Are you moving through life with strength and confidence, or have you noticed subtle changes that might be warning signs? Then focus on making incremental improvements. Walk a little more each day, prioritize good sleep, practice standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, do simple hand-strengthening exercises, eat more anti-inflammatory foods, nurture your social connections, find effective ways to manage stress, and work to maintain your independent function. Remember, the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Longevity without health and joy isn't the objective. We want to add life to our years, not just years to our life. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment below, letting me know which of these predictors surprised you the most, or what changes you plan to make based on what you've learned. Until next time, here's to your health and longevity.